Guys, you're not going to want to miss this. Today we have Tevin Hawthorne in the house, better known as Hotshot_Tev on his TikTok. Go follow him. He's got a ton of content there. Tevin's been a Diamond C ambassador for quite a while. Has been around, what do you say, 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
About 6 years pulling Diamond Cs, hundreds of thousands of miles. And so as a non-CDL hotshot, I won't be specific, right?
Yeah, non-CDL.
Non-CDL, no hate, not yet. Well, let's get through the video and then you can start leaving your comments. But today, he has come to Diamond C, well, here to a local dealership, was in the area, come to Diamond C to get a tour, first time behind the scenes. And so we went and saw how the F-Maxes are made and then all of the DM coding system process. So my first question, what did you learn? What stood out to you on the tour?
What stood out the most is all the steps that it took to actually go through the DC coding. That really like took me for a spin. I did not know it was that many steps to go through, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So when we were going through the tour, his comment was like, I've seen all the videos, like I've deep dive, I've watched all the YouTube videos, but you don't really get that perspective until you actually get to go see it done.
You definitely got to come see it.
All right, question number 2 in this interrogation. What is something that you saw that you wished everyone else or other prospective Diamond C buyers knew going into it?
So I would say that Diamond C has a lot of options, a lot of options. As for like component wise, it'll be the ABS. ABS is definitely way different than what I had before when I first started out with my first Diamond C back in 2020. I'll also say, especially for non-CDL, all my non-CDL guys, the LumaTrack is definitely a game changer. You get rid of the wood, save some weight, it's definitely a game changer.
So some of our conversations when we were talking about, he saw like the slipper roller suspension or he saw the new jacks, and as we were talking, it's like, man, some of those things, even on your earlier ones, were things that he had issues with. Like, you know, I won't try and hide that. Like, we use the same components as a lot, but some of these new components really have changed the game in terms of when you look at it from an ROI perspective or a total cost of ownership. Like, they're going to keep you from spending money on down the road.
Yeah, because I mean, why keep the old traditional suspension when you can actually get the slipper roller suspension? It's way better. It's gonna save you way more money on maintenance. You save way more. You're actually not gonna have as much downtime as you would. I mean, being me, I would have to, you know, with the old traditional suspension, I would replace suspension at least once a year. Every December, I'll replace it. You know, not because it's broke or, you know, something's completely wrong with it, but just because over time, you know, you're gonna wear the leaf springs, you're gonna wear the equalizers. So it's best to just replace all that stuff.
When Tev does a lot of his own maintenance, and so it wasn't just downtime in terms of money, it's downtime in terms of spending time with your family. Like if you're not jacking with your trailer, you're actually doing fun stuff.
I mean, because why I want to be on the road for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, come home, and we actually have to work on your trailer or change that. I mean, most times, like I said, on my trailer, the thing that I change the most is hub oil. You know, you do that every 2 weeks. Come home, take the cap off, change the hub oil. That takes like literally 10 minutes. Put new hub oil in, go on about your business.
Yeah. So let's just continue changing hub oil, but not have to change suspension.
Yeah, you ain't got to change the suspension every single. Use the suspension like once a year.
Yeah.
Equalizers. When I say suspension, I mean like as for equalizers, you'll probably change equalizers maybe twice a year.
For how many thousand miles do you think is a year you run?
Around 100. So I would say maybe like every 50,000 miles, you're going to have to change the equalizers.
Yeah, not anymore.
Even if you keep them greased. I also noticed with the slipper roller suspension, there's no grease zerk.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. So that means 9 times out of 10, people are not going to grease it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's best now that you don't even need the grease zerk.
Yeah. Just side note, it's not that we just took the grease zerk off. It's that it's actually designed to perform and not have to be greased. It's a non-greasable, non-serviceable point now. So lastly, I mentioned in the intro to the viewers that you were here at a local dealership, and that's why you stopped by. What are you doing there?
I come here to step up my game.
Stepping up his game, as it makes number Does this make number 4?
Number 4.
Trailer number 4. So stay tuned. Next video, you'll get to see exactly what he means by that on stepping up his game and see what this new trailer is all about.